Alright, so I saved up a bunch of money here just to start to try to build this coaster. So I want to make this coaster at least halfway decent. But it needs to have a lot of fear. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with a ridiculous, compressed air launch coaster. And this should allow us to get a lot of speed in a short period of time. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place it right here. We're going to put it just above this tree. We can't move this tree, unfortunately. But what I want to do is put it through this tunnel. Which will be kind of cool for the guests, too, because the guests will get to sit here and, like, watch this happen. And as they're walking through that tunnel, the car will be, like, ripping past them, which would be kind of cool. So, we're going to do that. And then we're going to change this target speed. We're going to set this up to, like, I mean, we're not going to actually get to this speed, but we'll set it to, like, 120. Acceleration, we're going to set to completely max. Launch delay, we're only going to delay him 2 seconds. We're just going to ready, set, go, basically. Nah, we'll set it to 3. That'll be fine. Alright, then let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Let's try 5. Yeah, a dive loop off of that? Absolutely not. That we're trying to make it fearful, but not a death machine. Alright, we'll come back here. We'll click on this just that way we can see the test run. Didn't go for some reason. There we go. Alright, let's see how this does. Holy crap, it got up to 90 miles an hour in that amount of time. Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous. I mean, they wanted it to be fearful. I just want to make sure that our G's aren't going to be too much. Honestly, I don't think they are. I think this is going to be doable, which is insane, but it's now we're going straight up. Okay. This is a little bit more aggressive than I typically would do, and that's what I'm having to remember is that I need the fear to be really high. Yeah, that works. I flip them here. Oh, wait a second. I know how I could make this really scary. Oh, this is gonna be stupid, but you want fear? I'll give you fear. So nausea is gonna be high here, but also, yeah, we can get some fear going if we want here. So that's how I can cheese it a little bit. Nope. We'll do a normal loop for now. But then once we get down closer to the bottom, we'll start to flip them over. Oh, that's still going really fast. That's why the nausea was so high. Alright, and this is the point where we're going to start to have them be upside down. We're just going to make sure that all of our stats are good. Oh, yes. Trying to think of how the banking would work on this. So if you're upside down, you need to be banked basically where you're being put. You need to be being pushed down into the seat. So if we turned this way, your momentum's going to be carrying you, pulling you out of the seat. I don't think there's going to be a way to push you into the seat. Your momentum's carrying you that way, which means the car needs to go... Yeah, turning this is what's going to be hard. Oh, wait. Hang on. I know how we can turn. We just turn you like this. Almost makes me wonder if we could take away one of the pneumatic launchers. Because we still clear all this with a lot of speed, so... Or we could just make this not as intense. I think they just pulled like 10 vertical G's right there, though. Six. Yeah, they pull a lot at the bottom. So if we made this a little taller. Oops. Let's try that. The G's are a lot better, but it's going to get too low. I don't want it going across the path like that. There. And are we able to get... There. Two trains with 3 cars. Hopefully that doesn't mess it up too much. This thing was incredibly expensive, so this better be worth it. Alright, let's see what we get. Alright, I figured that was going to happen. Your ride exceeds G-force limits. So, max vertical G-force, 8 Gs. So, let's take a look here. Vertical G-force. Previous run data. For some reason it's not showing me. Well, that's a weird bug right there. Alright, we got... Need to go in here and take a look at this. I mean, technically speaking, we could open this. But let's take a look. Vertical Gs. Alright, so we pull 8 vertical Gs right here. That's the maximum. This one actually worked really well. That did not. But if we drop this down... So let's go into Edit Coaster. Then what we can do is we can take all of this right here. If we modify this section. Oops. Let's undo all that. Now, we drop this down. And smooth this out. Alright, there it only pulled 7 Gs. Oh, there we go. It only got up to 6 Gs. And now it's not scary enough. Ah, come on. What? Can make the ending scarier. Make it not slow him down nearly as much. That's going to be too much. Yep. Ride is too scary. Exceeds G-force limits. If I get this just right, I can make it just scary enough that it'll be... Nailed it. There we go. That is what we were looking for. Nice. Just barely over the fear that we needed. And if I wanted to fix this thing after it's this challenge is complete, all I have to do is change those brakes, and I can get it back down into where it needs to be. Nausea, I think, comes from that as well. Yeah, and there's a lot of nausea there at the end. I mean, this is obviously going to be nausea-inducing a little bit, but we can drop that down too. So yeah, this thing pretty much perfect. That's what we needed. Let's take a look at the length. 2,652 feet, so it's not too terribly long. Max speed 92 miles an hour. Biggest drop of 190 feet. Yeah, let's run with this. Well, that somewhat worked. Is this in line with it? Yeah, that's in line with it. Let's see here. 40, okay, so it's a 43 feet is how high they have to climb to get up here. So 5 stories? I mean, jeez. Yeah. But then again, we have water slides that are that tall, so, I mean, is it really that absurd that you have to climb 40 feet up into the air? Let's see how much people are willing to pay for this. $21. Nice. Okay. People are willing to pay a pretty good amount for that. What's the prestige on this? $9.50. Yeah, so that's considered a pretty good coaster. I would hope so, because I spent a lot of money on it. It took $35,000 in order to make this coaster. But let's go ahead and open it. And now we don't have enough power for this. So yeah, we were running out of power is what the problem was. Let's get another power generator in here. And then let's connect the power here. There we go. All right. Set that to open. And then once our first guests get on here, we'll ride this thing. Because we just kind of have to wait for income now. Oh, and we have to get more guests in the park. We'll plop down a couple more flat rides or something to get that. But ideally, this coaster is going to start bringing people into the park too, so... We're actually really lacking on the scenery rating for our park. Need to actually be able to set it to play. And now high panels. There we go. Hang you upside down for a while. That ending's a little vicious for my liking, but it'll work. That's what the game wanted, so... Now the question is, with this being a crazy launch coaster, is this thing going to break down a lot, or how is that going to work? I mean, it just shows wear rate high. Less reliable rides will deteriorate faster, making them more likely to break down, but as long as we keep them serviced, then it should be fine. So as long as our mechanic is able to service this every hour, we won't have to worry about it. And it's... I mean, I've seen most of the roller coasters have a high wear rate anyways, so... We'll see just how much higher it does because it's got this pneumatic launch. There we go. Alright, so we reached our profit that we needed for the day. Now we just have to wait and see if we can get enough guests in the park. And, like, our scenery rating is something that we could improve upon. So let's see about putting down some, like, Viking theming. Man, I tried to mix scenery and theming into one word, and it just did not work. We take this and put it, like, right here. There, so you go, like, ripping right past that thing. Aquatic Tiny Eye. Can put this over here in, like, this kids section. Open that up, which that'll increase how many rides we have, it'll increase our ride prestige, and it'll increase our scenery, so let's put down this monsoon chute. I realized that I've been pronouncing it wrong, as it was pointed out to me that this is monsoon, not moonsoon. I thought there was two O's. I don't know why I thought there was two O's. It is monsoon, not moonsoon. Alright, let's go ahead and hire another mechanic as well. Because we just added a lot. Oh my gosh. What is going on here? There are so many guests crowded into this, like, one place. I don't understand what's going on with this. I mean, I guess there are quite a few rides just right here. We'll speed this up for a second to see if this crowd disperses. Let's fast forward and just see if we end up getting more guests. Because in the past, that's worked for me, where it's just like, we got down to a low number of guests, and then suddenly we had a huge amount of them come in the park. This is going to be a problem. We're going to have to fix this. Whether that be moving a couple of these rides or making this path wider. Now I can try to make the path wider. Let's see if this helps at all. I mean, I guess I could try to do like that. Take a whole section at a time. Yeah, that seemed to work. Alright, so our path is wider now. So ideally, this will fix some of our crowding issue in here. We're gonna need some trash cans in here, it looks like. I think there's some, yeah, there's some litter in here. Our park rating is sitting at 4.2, so if we make more rides, we'll end up jumping up, but we just don't have enough people in the park right now. So let's fast forward and see if it starts to jump. But overall, our park is running pretty well now. This is slowly paying us back for how much this thing cost to make. Yeah, and this has 1,000 prestige now. So 1,000 prestige is most definitely the maximum that you can get. And then I just wonder if it takes into account like ride time. Guests will pay more for attractions with a higher prestige. And then prestige breakdown, ride experience of 771, and then a scenery bonus. And then yeah, I wonder if it takes into account the actual ride time itself. Which I don't know where that's at. Live data. Oh wait, it's probably in here. So duration, 43 seconds. So I'm wondering if it takes that into account, and that's part of what causes people to pay more, is the duration and like how long it is and like the track length and all that. Obviously, your stats across the top are going to be really important, but I think how long the actual ride is, how much track length you have, I think that's all going to play a factor as well. This has 2 inversions, so we just barely missed the 3 inversions actually. And yeah, just like I said, while I was talking about that, I was fast forwarding it, and now suddenly we are going to have enough guests. It just kind of fluctuates on its own.
I must say, Brad, your plans have been a success. You have quite the imagination for thrilling parks.
Well, when you live a life of excitement like I do, you get a feel for these things. And, it pains me to admit it, but your planning and organization really paid off. Such a shame that I accidentally lost your next plans in the river. Those things really absorb water, don't they?
You lost my plans in the... what? No, Eugene, this is an opportunity to be more fun and spontaneous, and I am totally cool with that. Not stressed at all. I'll just remember them all again.
I'm sorry, mate. I'll tell you what, I'll organize a search party for them, all right?
It's okay. Let's draw up some new plans. Together, as teammates.
Wow.
There
Really?
we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah. Let's make these parks even better.
There we go. Teamwork. All right. Build a new coaster. At least 4.5 fear, but less than 5.5 fear. And set to open. Let's take a look at all of our requirements in here. Oh my gosh, I'm just clicking all the wrong buttons. All right, so build a new coaster, 4.5, less than 5.5. Daily income greater than 200,000, and a park rating of 4.5. So now that we are at the platinum level here, let's go ahead and we can we'll put a couple flat rides down over here, because that will start to bring our park rating up a little bit, because we need 3 more attractions to get to the next star. So let's put down 2, because we know we're gonna have to build 1 roller coaster, and we'll see if we can have them themed, which will give us scenery rating. So let's see here. Is there more like aquatic? Or yes, there's an aquatic buoyancy. This thing is rather big, but that's fine. And then let's go ahead and throw down an aquatic teacups. Wherever they went. Aquatic teacups. Because this will include a lot of theming, so there we go. Now we should have enough power to open this. There we are. Press play on that for a second so we can update how many, yeah, there we go. So now we have 4.7 stars, so we don't have to worry about our park rating. And then we just need the daily income, and we need to bake this coaster, and then past that we're good. And then what time is it? Ooh. We might not make the daily income. And then yeah, because the fear needs to be a particular amount, I think what we'll do, it's going to cost us a decent amount of money, but we're probably going to have to wait anyways, because I'm going to guess we're not going to hit the amount of money that we need for the day. We're only at 134,000, and it's, 6 o'clock in the afternoon, so I mean the park's only going to be open a couple more hours. I don't think we're quite going to hit our income, so we're going to have to wait like basically a whole nother day anyways. So we'll just fast forward as we're making money, and then we'll buy this area here, because then we can use that to build the final coaster. But let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to expand the parks. We're going to buy this section right here. And then we're going to make a roller coaster here. And then in order to get more guests in the park, we can make the roller coaster have 3 inversions. But it just needs to have less than 5.5 fear, but so really we're shooting for 5 fear. But we can make it have 3 inversions, and we'll be able to do that marketing campaign in case we need more guests. So I guess let's run with a floorless coaster. I feel like there's so much more we could do with this, but we don't need it to be that long. So let's see how this looks. Ooh. Oh, it didn't slow him down enough. Alright, we'll try that. And then we can do actual testing now, and then let's see here. There's 2 trains. At least 4.5 fear. So it didn't have enough fear. So we can edit this and increase the fear a little bit. Test again. .45. .48. .5. Right on the dot. And then all I have to do is open this, and then I can go back and I can fix it. Because that fear could have been a little better, just from the fact that I don't like this being so crazy at the very end. Because I don't know what is the max vertical G's of 6, so that's a bit much. Make that look a little better there. There. That looks a little better. No power, so we're gonna need more power for over here. There we go. And then bargain price $7 apparently. Even though this has 1,000 prestige, but for whatever reason it's only worth $7. But if we look at the ride time, duration 65 seconds. I mean, so technically this one is longer, a longer ride time than this one is. But they're willing to pay $32 for this one. It's rather confusing. Alright, so the only thing we have left now is we need our daily income greater than 200,000.
You're not going to believe this, but I think I caught Eugene sleeping. I also just wanted to say sorry. We've been a right nightmare to work with. Eugene is, first of all, well, he's a total nerd. But second, he's actually a pretty amazing engineer. He's the reason I know how to build all these incredible rides. But I sometimes worry that we're too different, you know? I didn't think this park was going to work out, but seriously, just look at what we've managed to achieve here.
Hello, you two. I think I've just had my first ever nap. I was reading the Quintessential Quarterly, and the next thing I knew, the pages were stuck to my face. What are we talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just about how truly awesome these parks turned out.
Yes, I'm quite impressed. Two very different parks working together in harmony. It's a shame the brothers who owned it before us couldn't figure things out. But you know what, Brad? I'm glad we got to work on this together.
Nice. There we go. So we got platinum on this one. I just had to wait a little bit on the money on that last challenge. And the one thing we haven't done, so we have to finish with this. We haven't rode this coaster that we made. So we will finish this park by riding this coaster. Here we go. And I know the ending is going to be a bit intense, but it made me do it. I had to get that 4.5. So I could go back and adjust it if I wanted it to be a little bit more realistic, but that's probably not necessary. Let's fast forward up the hill. All right, there we go. And we'll hide these panels. Off we go. Oh, that got a little vicious through there. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so there's definitely room for improvement on there. But stats-wise, it has pretty good stats, so we can leave it. But yeah, that completes that park. So I will see you guys in the next one.